Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. After Sam dies, who will take care of her children, Danny and Scout? General Hospital, GH, spoilers suggest Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, will die sometime this fall. Many fans are furious that Sam is being killed off. The outrage is partly because Sam's children, Danny Morgan, Asher Antonisen, and Scout Quartermain, Cosette Abinade, will be left without the one parent who's been there for them their whole lives. Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and Drew Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, were absent for much of their children's lives. If Sam knew she was about to die, her last wish could be for her children to remain in a secure and stable home with Dante Falconieri, Dominik Zampravna. Danny idolizes his father, Jason. However, his life isn't conducive to raising a teenager. He lives a dangerous lifestyle, and he sleeps above Bobby's diner. Even though Sam won't be around, Dante may want to step up and raise Sam's kids. After all, Sam and Dante were a blended family with Danny, Scout, and Rocco Falconieri, Finn Kerr. A life with Dante may be preferred, especially if Jason continues his work for Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, which Sam was adamant about. Spoilers also indicate Jason could soon be working for Jack Brennan, Charles Mazur, and the WSB, which may also present a conflict for Jason. Not to mention, when Lulu Falconieri, last played by M. Raylan, wakes up, she and Dante may convince Jason to let Danny live with them. Hopefully, by then, Drew will have moved to Washington, D.C. to be a full-time politician. He may realize Scout should stay in Port Charles, and Dante and Lulu could raise her. Drew claims that family comes first, but he would unlikely drop out of the race to raise Scout. He's too close to winning the election. Drew loves his daughter, and Jason loves his son, but their life circumstances may make raising their children independently difficult. Another option is for Danny and Scout to live with the Quartermains. Drew may rely on Michael Corinthos, Chad Dell, and Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, to care for Scout. However, Drew appears more interested in causing the couple's marriage trouble. The Davis girls, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mancy, and Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, could also help Danny and Scout. They were ready for a new baby, but Sam's kids could benefit from having a parental relationship with her sisters. It's also entirely possible that Jason could leave his risky profession and get a legitimate job that doesn't pose a danger to children. Like it or not, Jason and Drew have the right to decide what's best for their children. They may choose to have their respective kids live with them. It would require some changes, but they could make it work if they are determined to devote their time and energy to being better parents. No matter when or how it happens, Sam's death will be devastating for her kids. Hopefully, Jason and Drew can make peace and help each other, as Danny and Scout will need as much love and support as possible. The world of General Hospital was rocked by the devastating death of Sam McCall, a fierce, independent woman who had always fought for those she loved. Her sudden and tragic passing left a gaping hole in Port Charles, and for her children, Danny and Scout, the loss of their mother left them not only grieving but also vulnerable. Now the question on everyone's mind is who will step up to care for Sam's beloved children. Jason's dilemma. Jason Morgan, the father of Danny and a man who has lived his life in the shadows, is devastated by Sam's death. Jason had always protected Sam, standing by her side through thick and thin. Her death has left him questioning everything he knows about protecting his loved ones. His life is dangerous, and Sam had always been the buffer between his violent world and the children. Now, with Sam gone, Jason is torn between his love for Danny and Scout and his desire to shield them from the dangers that surround him. Jason knows that his lifestyle is no place for children. His enemies are always watching, waiting for a moment of vulnerability. Danny, his son, is growing older and more aware of his father's criminal ties. And Jason fears the day Danny might be pulled into that world. As much as Jason loves his children, he wonders if they would be better off in the care of someone else. But who? Drew Cain's return. Drew Cain, Jason's twin brother and the father of Scout, returns to Port Charles after years of being presumed dead. Drew had lost years of his life to memory loss and mind control, but he's back now, seeking redemption and a second chance. Scout barely knows her father, having only been a baby when Drew disappeared, but Drew is determined to make up for lost time. Drew's return complicates the question of who will care for the children. Legally, as Scout's biological father, Drew has a claim. But is he ready for the responsibility of raising two children? Drew has just started to rebuild his life and still struggles with the trauma of his past. Can he be the stable father that Scout, and possibly Danny, needs, or is he still too fractured by his experiences? Moreover, Jason and Drew's complicated history as brothers turned enemies now has an added layer. Can they put aside their differences to co-parent in Sam's absence, or will their rivalry resurface, tearing the children apart in a battle for custody? Alexis Davis, the grieving mother. Alexis Davis, Sam's mother, is devastated by the loss of her eldest daughter. Alexis has always had a tumultuous relationship with Sam, but beneath the surface, their bond was unbreakable. Now, Alexis is left to mourn her daughter while considering what role she should play in the lives of her grandchildren. Alexis has a deep connection with Danny and Scout, often acting as a supportive figure in their lives. However, Alexis is dealing with her own demons. Her battle with alcoholism, her legal troubles, and her tumultuous personal life make her question whether she is fit to take on the responsibility of raising two young children. Nevertheless, the maternal instinct in Alexis is strong. She wants to protect her grandchildren from the pain of losing their mother and from the dangerous world of their father. Alexis starts to wonder if she should step up as their primary caregiver, even if it means going head-to-head with Jason and Drew. Molly and TJ step up. In the wake of Sam's death, her younger sister Molly Lansing Davis and her longtime partner TJ Ashford offer to help. Molly has always been close to Danny and Scout, and with her stable life and career as an attorney, she feels a sense of duty to step in for her late sister. Molly and TJ have been discussing starting a family of their own, but the idea of taking on the responsibility of two children is daunting. Still, their love for Sam and the children pushes them to offer their support. Molly believes she can give Danny and Scout the stable home life they need, free from the criminal undertones of Jason and Drew's world. TJ, a doctor, is equally determined to provide emotional and physical care for the children. However, Molly and TJ are still young and figuring out their own lives. Raising two children could strain their relationship and derail their plans for the future. Are they truly ready to take on such a monumental task, or are their intentions more driven by grief and guilt? The custody battle. With so many people feeling responsible for Danny and Scout, a custody battle seems inevitable. Jason, Drew, Alexis, and even Molly all believe they have the children's best interests at heart. But their motivations are complex, and the emotions are running high. Port Charles becomes a battleground as each potential guardian fights for the right to care for the children Sam left behind. Legal action is set into motion, with Alexis representing herself in the courtroom, determined to gain custody of her grandchildren. Jason, reluctant to drag his children through the court system, considers stepping aside, but Drew's presence complicates his decision. Drew, as Scout's biological father, has a strong case, but his past mental conditioning and time away from his daughter could work against him. As the courtroom drama intensifies, secrets come to light. Old wounds between Jason and Drew are reopened, and Alexis' past mistakes are scrutinized. Even Molly and TJ's relationship is tested as they question whether they are truly ready to become parents overnight. The children's future. Ultimately, the fate of Danny and Scout hangs in the balance. Sam's death has not only left a void in their lives, but also set off a chain reaction of emotions and conflict among those who loved her. Will Jason be able to put his dangerous lifestyle aside to become the father his children need? Will Drew step into his role as Scout's father and finally build the family he lost? Or will Alexis, Molly, or even a surprise contender emerge as the best guardian for Danny and Scout? One thing is certain, Sam's death has forever changed the landscape of Port Charles, and the battle for her children's future is just beginning.